It's just like, what's going on? I had like ginormous boobs. People were just like overly sexualizing me. And like, there's nothing that I would wear that they wouldn't think of me in a sexual way. And people be talking about like, oh, if you're overweight, you don't need to lose weight, that nothing changes. A lot changes. A whole lot changes, and people need to get to the point where they're able to admit that to people. Like,
I'm walking with God, I don't need a drink. The devil be talking, I don't entertain. I'm walking in faith, I'm sowing my seed. I did it in faith, I gave it to God, and he made it great. Put me in good soil and took out the snakes.
hey family members, welcome back to our channel. It's been a minute since we've done like this sit down chit chat videos. It's been like 7 months since I did the body dysmorphia video. I kind of wanted to do like an update, but not really like an update. So today I'm going to be talking about 10 things I learned since losing over 40 pounds. So just to kind of give everyone a background, like if you're new to the channel, my name is Jaël. I make fashion, beauty, and lifestyle content. Basically, this journey dates back to late 2020, early 2021, not late 2020, mid 2020, that I wanted to get a breast reduction because my breast was the size of that. So I was literally wearing a quadruple D, which is like a EF, depending on the store that I went to at the time. So I ended up getting a breast reduction at October 2021, late October 2021. Prior to me getting that, like I said, I weighed 180-ish. The last time I weighed myself, I weighed 180-ish. So I was like considered overweight. So when I went for the appointment, I was marked as obese. Crazy. The surgeon basically told me, she was like, you have to lose a little bit of weight for us to kind of be able to go through with this. So I lost about like 5 pounds, or I think like 5-6 pounds, I'm not really sure. After the surgery, I was kind of on like a strict diet because I had a lot of complications with the surgery and stuff like that, which I will go into, like I'll talk about that at a later time. I'll do like a separate video, and which led me to having like this really strict diet. I remember for like the first week I had to eat like soft foods, and sometimes I will go like maybe 1 or 2 days without eating anything solid. I would drink a lot of fluids and just like snack here and there. Like I went for my post-op appointment, I think it was like 1 week post-op, because I went back after 2 days and I weighed 174. And then when I went back for the 1 week post-op, I weighed 170 even. After that, I was just like focused on trying to get better, to get back to work, to get back to my business and stuff. So I really wasn't too much like on my weight like that. I wasn't really thinking about it as much. But after, I think it was my 6 months post-op, the surgeon was like, you need to like make sure that you're not gaining weight rapidly, because I guess I was gaining weight rapidly because there was a lot of stress and I was dealing with a lot of things. So I remember I was at 170. I think I had went to like 178 or something like that, which is not too crazy or anything, but it's just like for the period of time it was just like a significant amount of weight. Long story short, after the whole body dysmorphia debacle, I pretty much lost an insane amount of weight. So in total, with like the breast reduction and the body dysmorphia scare and all of that, I ended up losing 40 plus pounds. So right now I weigh 140. First thing I learned since losing that drastic amount of weight is that the smile lines on my face are more prominent. They are just there even when I'm not smiling and I just like have a serious face. And that's so weird because I've always had like a really chubby face. So to see that the fat is just like no longer in my face, it's just like, what's going on? The second thing I learned is that I am stronger than I think. Prior to losing weight, I used to think like I can't go like such and such amount of hours without food. I can go without be just like on a juicing diet and can go on just like a salad diet or something. But after everything, I realized that I'm more capable and I'm more stronger than I think. And like even right now, it's almost 6 p.m. and I have not had like my first meal of the day. I have not eaten at all because I have so many things to do. So after doing all of those things, then I remember like, oh, I have to eat. So I never thought that I would be that strong to be able to do that, but that's one thing I learned about myself. Number 3, I learned self-control. A lot of people know me for like having that self-control, even from school and stuff like that, just like the way that I have positioned myself, even like the way I talk to people, the way I act around people, the way I carry myself. Most people know me for having that kind of restraint, personality and self-control, that I don't say things that I feel in the moment, and I don't like act on how I feel in the moment. I kind of restrain myself. I just got to lean in more to that side of myself more throughout this like weight loss journey. I have been able to restrain myself from the foods I want to eat. Number 4, I have learned to be more So I have learned to be more comfortable with being active. I was not a gym girly. I had to learn to be more active, and I had to learn to be comfortable with being active, whether that be going to Pilates, going to the gym, taking a walk. I just didn't like any of those things because I don't like any sort of like pain or suffering, or just me inflicting pain and suffering on my body. I had to get comfortable with that. And even now, if I don't go to the gym for like a period of time and I do go to the gym, I am just like, I just immerse in the workout that I would usually do, and I don't think twice about it because I'm just like so used to it mentally. And sometimes I wake up in the morning, if I haven't been active for like weeks, I start to just do vigorous workouts. I think one time I walked like 5 miles 5 miles in like 30 minutes. I was like power walking, and I didn't feel it because I was just thinking, and that's just something that I have learned to do, and it's something that I have just like learned to be comfortable with. Number 5, so I've learned to be comfortable with the attention that I have been getting since then. I wasn't like a really big girl. So not that I was a really fat girl, but I was just like very overweight to the point that people used to be like, they thought that I was in my mid 30s. It didn't offend me, but I just felt like I could just see the way that people were treating me because of that. And because I had like ginormous boobs, people were just like overly sexualizing me. And like there's nothing that I would wear that they wouldn't think of me in a sexual way. And it was just uncomfortable, but I learned to live with it because I was just like, there's nothing that I can do about it. But since like having a breast reduction and since like losing weight, people just like, they look at me so different. And there's some things that I'm able to get away with that I couldn't get away with then. It's just crazy like how the attention of people has just completely shifted, and people are so much nicer. Like it's so crazy, so much kinder. And I noticed like the girls, they're so much more welcoming. Like they want to talk to me, they want to be friends with me and stuff. And before, it wasn't that. Like all of the friends that I had before, they made friends with me. I didn't go and be like, oh, you're gonna be my friend. But now I feel like the ball's in my court, and I'm able to do that. And it's just like a foreign concept. It's so strange. And people be talking about like, oh, if you're overweight, you don't need to lose weight, that nothing changes. A lot changes. A whole lot changes. And people need to get to the point where they're able to admit that to people. Like a lot of people that are overweight, they're leaning more towards losing weight because of how they're treated now. I used to be that person that was like, oh, my body's my body, like I don't care, blah blah blah. But seeing how I've been treated since like being skinny is like night and day. Number 6, one thing I've learned is that a lot of people are just so comfortable, like people that have known me before, they're so comfortable with just like coming up to me and be like, what did you do? You lost so much weight. This girl that I used to be friends with a while ago, this was not intentional at all, and I know that she meant this from a good place, but I was mortified when it happened. She was like, I was in the store and I was just like, we made eye contact for a little bit, and I was like, oh my god, hi, like, you know, I'm happy to see you, blah blah blah. And she was just across the store like, oh, you lost so much weight, oh my god. Hi, how are you? How's your family? None of that. And I noticed that with a lot of other people, just like I've seen that cycle just repeat over and over, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. What happened to hi? So number 8, there's always this constant looming fear of letting myself go. I just always fear that, oh, I'm going to let myself go and then I'm going to gain all of the weight back because the way I lost the weight was just not sustainable. And I know that it's a lie because it's been over a year plus and I have not gained all of the weight back. I may have gained, I think the most I've gained back was like 6 pounds, which is why I'm at 140 now. But I don't think that's true because I police myself daily. I can indulge in the things that I like and the things that I want, but just not too much to where I lose my self-control, like I said. So, but that fear is always low-me, and I joined a group. I think it's a Reddit. Yeah, I joined a Reddit group, and the girlies were saying that that is something that is going to be constant. It's always going to be in the back of your mind. It's not something that I can get rid of. So if you can beat them, join them. Number 9, I have to always remind myself to be kind to myself because I can be a bit of a bully to myself. Sometimes I tend to forget the things that I've done, and I tend to forget the goals that I've set, the goals that I've accomplished, and what I've achieved. So I tend to be a bully to myself. I guess the reason why I am comfortable with being kinder to myself is that I notice that people around me are kind to me. So I just always have to remind myself to be kind to myself, to be gentle with myself, and to just give myself grace. I do that for like a little bit of time, and then sometimes for months I'm just like, you're the worst. You ate this, you did this, you did that, and it's just like, girl, come on, give yourself a break. That's one thing that I've learned, and it's always in the back of my head. Lastly, the most important lesson that I have learned is that I am me. One thing I always told myself is that even when I was uncomfortable in my body, that I would never post pictures of myself that I would consider embarrassing. One thing I noticed is that most people, they tend to embarrass like their previous self. They don't have love for the person that they were before, so they're not able to love the person that they are now. So I noticed like some girlies, they'll post themselves in just like really ugly position and like focus on their stomach if they hate their stomach, or their breast if they hate their breast. I have told myself that I would never do that, and I really commend myself for never doing that because I love past me and I love present me. I love fat me, I love skinny me. So if I wouldn't post a picture of skinny me like that, then I wouldn't post a picture of fat me like that. I don't care what point I'm trying to prove or what I'm trying to tell people or what I'm trying to do. It just never sat right with me, and it still doesn't sit right with me. So if I wouldn't embarrass me now, then I should not embarrass the past me, because regardless of whatever it is, that is still me. And if I love this me, then I have to extend that love to that me so that it's equal, because it's all of me. And so that is all I got. I know. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Thank you for tuning in. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe for the next video. Until then, I love you guys so much. Bye-bye.
Straight from the 8, I'm walking with God, I don't need a drink. The devil be talking, I don't entertain. I'm walking in faith, I'm sowing my seed, I did it in faith, I gave it to God.